All right, so we got the Pocket K2 monocular from Rix Optics. This is new, just released at SHOT Show. And let's dive right in and check this thing out. So we got the user manual. We got a valued customer message from Rix. And we got the quick start guide. Probably the one that we're going to use the most, right? That's just to get this thing up and running. So first, let's go over the and I actually opened right to the product features. So I'm going to read this right from the manual from you guys. It's let's pull it out here. So here is the unit, and got a nice weight to it. Not super heavy. Good checkering on it for grip, rubber grip on it. I like that. So we'll go over more of that in a second. So it does have, it's a 256 by 192 sensor, so it's a 256 unit. So I would imagine this is going to be their entry-level unit into the monocular market going forward. So I would imagine this is going to be a really good price point from Rix. It's got a 50 hertz refresh rate. Takes 18650 batteries. Awesome. I love that. And we'll get more into that in a second here. OLED display, 800 by 600. It only weighs less than a half a pound, which again, that's awesome, especially when you're out hunting all night long, right? So that's some of the basics there. So let's really get into the unit. Again, I said it's got some nice rubber checkering on this. It's less than a half a pound, so that's awesome. So looking over this unit really quick, one thing that stands out right from the get-go is on my other monocular units, they have the rubber cap to protect the lens. This has a slide up and down to protect the unit, so that's nice. You don't have to worry about a rubber piece ripping off and all that. On the side, we got our USB-C charger. So I'm going to assume that's what's still in the box here. We got a screw adapter on the bottom. Probably put it on a tripod, maybe even a head rig, helmet rig. I'm not sure. That's something that that we'll have to try out. We got our focus on the side, and then 4 buttons on the top. So pretty simple, standard monocular. We got our battery door on the bottom here. So it looks like you just push down and pull open. Yep. And one thing I did notice in the picture on the quick start guide and the batteries that they did send us, looks like this takes flat top 18650 batteries. So that's a little different than the L6 that took your standard 18650 with the nipples on the positive side. So they did change that up for this. Not sure why. There's probably a reason for it, but since they did change it, they did send us 2 18650 batteries with the flat tops. I happen to have one here already charged up, and it shows positive going in, so we'll send that in. And actually, you don't even have to push this up, so you just push it closed, and it locks into place. So make sure it fires up, and it does. So yeah, that was pretty painless to fire that up. Just put the battery in, and it turned right on. So, and that was a quick startup on top of that. So a pretty nice little unit here. We have some tournaments coming up here in the next week, so we'll have to see how this thing. We're going to run it through its paces. We'll compare it to the other 256 sensor monocular that we have from AGM, and we'll see how well it compares how it compares against that. So stay tuned for the part 2 review of this, and where we'll dive into how it operated, some videos with it. It looks like it takes videos here with this button here. Yep. So video, menu, zoom, and power. So again, pretty simple. So we'll see how it does here with taking some video compared to that. We'll be able to put some comparison videos up. So stay tuned for part 2. All right, we're back. So we got to get out and test the Rix Optics Pocket K2, and I gotta say it's a nice little unit. I'm pretty impressed by it, especially for a 256 sensor. It did what it should do. Okay, you know, the thing to make sure you don't have these huge expectations, because it is a 256 sensor. So if you think you're gonna be picking out coyotes at 400 or 500 yards, that's just not the case. That's not what it's intended for. Okay, it's intended for, you know, that raccoon hunter, or if you're gonna hunt foxes and coyotes with it like we do, under 200 yards for sure. I was definitely able to pick stuff out under 200 yards. With that, you kind of need to know what you're looking for as far as the way, you know, like coyotes act and run, and same thing with fox. But I was definitely able to pick stuff out with that. We were actually able to pick deer out at 300 yards with it, and we do have a video to show that here at the end, along with some other comparison videos. One of my favorite things about this, though, is just the ergonomics of it. I mean, it's a comfortable unit. It reminds me of a rangefinder, and I have my Vortex rangefinder right here. And I mean, even the size comparison, I mean, it's right there. It's, you know, my rangefinder's a little shorter, but one of the original rangefinders I used when I got rangefinders for archery hunting was exactly this size. So it is right on par with a rangefinder. So the size of it is perfect. It fits well in the hand. The buttons are lined up well for your fingers on the thigh. Everything worked as it should. We took some videos with it, like I said, and we actually are going to do a comparison. But yeah, it's comfortable in the hand, and even compared to what we were previously using, the AGM Taipan 256, you can see it's definitely shorter. Again, I feel like this is a little bit more comfortable on the hand than this. Weight-wise, they're about the same, but the big difference between the two is the K2 has that removable battery, and you can, you know, 3/4 of the way through the night, if you're down to your last bar and you need to change out, you just pop this out, pop a new one in, boom, you're back in business with a full battery. The big thing with this is that the 18650 battery, it needs to be a flat top going in there to work correctly. So, and another big thing for me is this lens cover. You know, sliding, you don't have to worry about it. And this is just my opinion. Versus these, we've already ripped off a couple of these. While these work good too, we just got them caught in stuff and they've broken off. Whereas this stays just in a track and just slides up and down. So that's a really nice feature too that I like. So yeah, I really have no complaints on it. It's a really nice unit. I like this over our other unit that we used for the last couple years. So I really do like this unit. And at 500 bucks, you cannot beat that price. You can't. I mean, it's a great, you know, especially like I said, if you're doing raccoon hunting or coyote and fox hunting under 200 yards, 500 bucks gets you a nice little unit. And if you're just getting into the predator game for night hunting, it's not a bad unit to at least get started with. And especially if you meet the criteria, like I said, under 200 yards and stuff like that. Otherwise, you're just going to see something thermal out in the field, but you're not going to be able to really pick it out exactly what it is. And you're going to have to go to the scope for that, which I like knowing before I even get into the gun what I'm putting the gun to. I just don't like putting the gun up to stuff unless I know what it is. But yeah, so great unit. Battery life was really good with it. I think we were getting about, I don't know, we only had to do one battery change on it, and we had it out a bunch of nights. So that should tell you. I don't know the exact hours on it. I actually totally forgot to mark that down. But I can tell you we only did one battery change in all the time we've used the gear over the last couple of weeks. So great little unit. I'm impressed by it. I like it. Check it out, and check out a lot of the other stuff Rix has to offer. They put out a lot of new stuff here out at SHOT Show. You know, you got the Storm S2, S3, the K2, Stride. So you got a lot of new stuff coming out. And again, if you have any issues with the Rix stuff, their customer service is fantastic. I have no complaints whatsoever. And yeah, so I'm sure the thing you really want to see is what the picture looks like. So we're going to get to that, and we compared it to our other 256 units, so you can kind of get to see some of the differences. So thanks again for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel here. We want to try and grow this channel as we continue to do more reviews on stuff for predator hunting as we grow the channel. And then, of course, we're going to start our mini-series here soon, as you can follow us as we hunt predators here in Northeast Pennsylvania. So make sure to check that out as well. Thanks for watching. Be safe.